Yeah, no, it's April 1st, so you gotta expect that thumbnail. Get some free clickbait out of it. I did not sell anything. Nothing has been sold. In fact, I think today is a great buying opportunity, especially for altcoins. We swept levels. I was looking to get swept that I actually put out there in my Discord. So if you go ahead and look at this, you can see I posted this on the 30th, talking about how we could get a fake out of this triangle. We did actually bounce off this and break out to the upside, but it was a fake break to the upside, then to wash all the way down. We did end up sweeping this level down here, as you can see right there. So, it swept the level I was looking for. This would have been a potential long area, right? That's what this post was about. Like, hey, if you are trying to get to a leverage position, wait for one of these levels to sweep and close above on a 30-minute time frame, right? You can see this first level, right? And as you can see, this is why you don't put blind limits, because if you just would have put a blind limit at this first sweep level here, let me actually get this a bit bigger for you. So as you can see, what you would have done is once you saw it sweep one of these levels and close above on a 30-minute hourly candle, these are hourly candles right here, so you can see it started closing above the sweep level after, grabbing that liquidity. And that was your indication that this could have been a potential bottom and you would have really great risk. As you can see, this stop loss was extremely tight. You would have just entered on that sweep level, put stop behind the wick, and you would have gotten filled nearly the exact bottom. Obviously, you probably limit in, more staggered up a little bit higher, but if you did just go ahead and throw it to that sweep level, you got almost pixel bottom, and the risk to reward was insane. You could even be taking profits much higher than this level. Now I would probably start taking profits at the first single print we have, maybe just like 5-10% off the table at each of these single prints on the way up, if you really want to manage your risk properly. But the stop should be at entry anyway, so there really is no risk. You're just trying to maximize profits, in this position. But I didn't take this position at all. This was just kind of something I put out there in the Discord, just because I wanna start posting stuff in here, getting ideas out there, and I want to make like a whole trading community. So eventually, I think we can all start making some good money in here. So if you want to join the Discord, link is in the description of this video. I also have a Telegram, although no one's really talking in the Telegram, and I kind of prefer that because Discord is organized a lot better. So yeah, I definitely just recommend going and hopping in the Discord community, and let's get that rolling. Let's start making some good money trading. But let's go ahead and jump into the charts here. So, is there a chance Bitcoin goes lower? And the answer is absolutely, because this sweep down here, all the way to about 62,000, that I was originally looking for a retrace to, right, to get under that, and that would have marked your double bottom. We didn't actually sweep that level. We got fairly close to doing so, and obviously I don't know behind the exchanges exactly where that liquidity is. So is this low good enough? Potentially, right? Market makers might have filled the positions they wanted and they don't want it to go lower. Potentially they are waiting to actually grab all this liquidity and get filled on longs lower a second time and make some sort of bigger double bottom on a daily time frame, right? This is still possible. All the way up, all the way back down, and then we're off to the races. The reason I think it's less likely now to be doing that, though, is because this daily EMA is coming up. So if we were to roll over, I just don't see us sweeping these levels again. And that's why I think what we did today was kind of it. I think that was kind of your low, especially because altcoins have been going down more than Bitcoin. A lot of altcoins are at lower lows than they were in this range here. So it's a great buying opportunity for specifically altcoins, in my opinion. So as you can see, we have this value area on the daily open. That's this red line coming across. I would want to see this held. If it got back below this level and tested it as resistance, I could see us potentially sweeping the sweep, right? That is something that tends to happen, especially when you get a lot of over exuberant longs on the market. It all just is a liquidity game. So if the market decides there's liquidity to be grabbed and it's nice and easy for them to do so, they're going to go ahead and sweep it a second time. So that's why if you were in this long, right, you were able to get in, some sort of long down here, I would just be putting your stop at entry. If we pulled a fib right here, you wouldn't want to see this golden pocket get broken. So you could put your stop anywhere below this level, preferably at entry, because you should have been getting in below this golden pocket at this point. So that's just kind of my thoughts. If you are in a leverage position, make sure you get that stop and entry, because coming down and making a second draw of a bullish divergence, right, sweeping this level now, and creating another draw of bullish divergence on an hourly is definitely a real possibility there. But outside of leverage, I think it's absolutely a great spot to be buying your alts right now. And I wouldn't be waiting for lower prices necessarily. Not financial advice, of course. Now, if we go over here to Ethereum, right, because that's what my post in the Discord was about, was getting in a long on Ethereum. And why would I be getting in a long on Ethereum versus Bitcoin right now? Well, it's because Ethereum has gotten through its golden pocket and is now back testing it as support. So if we look at big weekly time frame here, you can see this is your macro 618 of the entire bull bear market. So a back test of this signifies extreme bullishness, indicating that we're probably going to go for a higher high on this thing. So whereas I think Bitcoin, obviously I don't know exactly where it's going to go to, but my whole hypothesis has kind of been around $80,000-$90,000. Let's say it gets up to $90,000. You got like 30% left if you were to hold it to 90K or so. Whereas Ethereum, I think this will easily make a higher high. So all you have to do is just hold the highs, and you're already going to be getting 40%. And I think it's much more guaranteed you're getting 40% out of Ethereum than even getting 30% out of Bitcoin. So that's just why I'd be looking for an ETH long right now. And I'm not saying to long it right now, obviously, right? I like to long with very minimal risk for my reward. So the place to long it was right down in here, and your stop should already be at entry. If you missed it, just wait. You might get a second sweep of this level, get even closer to that 618, and you might get even a better entry. So just wait, right? You want to see levels get swept. You want to see closes above those sweep levels, and then you enter on the sweep level or the golden pocket. And I would also want to be looking at order flow while doing this. If you don't pay for order flow software, it's not the end of the world. You can still take trades like this without order flow. Just be using at least RSI with sweep levels, and just do small positions, right? If you don't have order flow software, that just means you're a beginner at trading, which is totally cool. You don't have to just start out paying for software, but you should be using very, very small amounts. I'm talking $5, maybe $10 per trade, just to get some data personally on, are you winning your trades or losing your trades, right? Now, with that being said, let's open up Trading Light here, and let's actually look at kind of what I posted in the Discord. So this is my single print chart, right? So the reason it's all white candles is because I'm not looking at candles here. I'm literally just looking at single prints, which are these lines coming across. If you remember my last trading video, you know what single prints are. And then I have sweep levels are these yellow dashed lines, right? And I would actually probably put another one right there. I think that's a massive sweep level. As well as I would take off this because we already got above that, so that's meaningless. And now that we got through some of these, we'll just take out those, and we can go ahead, we can put a new one here, because it is possible, like I said, you do the sweep of a sweep. Not likely. I think that was good enough. I think we're gonna kind of skyrocket from here. You would want to see this flip value area into support. Right, I see value area over there. Now this is going to change the more I zoom out. So if I were to take it from, let's say these highs over here, it does get us right at current price. So that's kind of what we're struggling with currently. So if we are able to get above this level right here, that's bullish. And then, it's just going to be struggling with kind of these value areas a little bit within this range before we go for this final test up at where I drew that circle. So yeah, that's the chart that I had on Ethereum here. You can see this is like the triangle I had, right? We broke back under, back tested that as resistance, came all the way down, and then swung this level back here. You can see this was a previous day open, as well as you had a lot of wicks down to this area, and that's why I picked it as a sweep level. So it made a lot of sense that we did come down and sweep that. So yeah, that gives me a lot of confidence that this was probably your low. Now, if we do jump over here to Bitcoin specifically, because everything's going to follow Bitcoin, and we're going to go into a order flow chart. So what I want to be looking at on Bitcoin in a shorter time frame is what we had opening, going down into here. Where are we trapping traders, right? Because when you're at the lows, it is always good to trap traders at the lows so that when price comes up, you have that liquidity when it gets deleveraged, right? When those positions liquidate, that will force price even higher on the way up. So what I wanted to see is when we came down here, shorts were opening, and as soon as we started lifting off, longs were opening, right? You want this push up locally to be longs opening, and then once it gets even higher, then you get fueled by all those shorts liquidating. You don't necessarily want it to just start instantly liquidating shorts because that shows you that, hey, they might just be liquidating to bring it back down, right? So it's very niche things like that you want to be watching out for. But how do we look at this? Well, we're going to look at our open interest, and as we can see, open interest was going up into this level, and then we had our CVD going down. Using this delta volume right here, we can see that those shorts were being opened all the way up until the end of this candle here, and then right there is where you see these 1400 Bitcoin worth of longs being opened right near the bottom, and the CVD starts turning up. Longs are being opened all throughout this range, and it's not till you start, getting up here to higher levels that these shorts start closing out. So that's all fine and dandy to see. So yeah, order flow all looks good. I think that was a proper kind of local low on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is probably going to continue up pretty hastily here. And I think finally the altcoins are going to rally. Okay, the altcoins have been very stagnant lately, right? They've been kind of going down. Even with Bitcoin going up locally, altcoins have really been lagging. I think it's finally time that altcoins will shine and we'll see a big altcoin season. So yeah, overall, I'm very bullish on this market. Complete opposite of what the thumbnail and title says. I know it's April Fool's Day, ridiculous, right? But it might get views, so I had to try it out. It's the one acceptable time I can clickbait, so sorry for that. But make sure you go join the Telegram, join the Discord for sure, and I will see you all in the next video.